If you still use Snapchat as a young man, what are you even doing? How are you still using an app that gives you no return on investment and is quite literally zapping your energy? Like, I really don't understand why most of you use such a shitty app. It does nothing for your life, and all it does is turns you into an anxious, depressed loser with nothing going for them. You end up having no goals or aspirations, and Snapchat just honestly just makes you feel like a glum loser. In this video, I'm going to be telling you exactly why Snap's bad for you and things you can do to move away from it. I'm also going to be telling you how I myself removed that toxin from my life and moved to being a way more happy and more fulfilled person. But before I begin, make sure you like and subscribe to show your support, as it really helps the channel out. It also helps my content gets to the right people who need to hear this. Now that's out of the way, let me begin the video. If you're like most individuals, you probably have a list of people that you snap and interact with every day. You might even have streaks with people. The streaks and the interactions that you have might make you feel like you're close with people, but you're really not. They don't give a fuck about you. Every single person on that list does not give a fuck about you or anything about you. There was this one thing that I realized, and this one thing that I realized just pretty much changed every single thing and how I actually viewed the app and my perspective on things. And it's that people only care about the streak and the snap and the snap score more than you. Like, they care about the streak and the snap score more than you. Like, that metric is the only thing they care about. They don't value you as a person. They don't actually care about you. The only thing they care about is this superficial metric. I admit myself that was the only thing I also cared about. I wanted to get like hundreds of thousands of snaps gone. I wanted to have like a massive streak with loads of different people because it just made me feel good. The fact that I cared about a streak more than the actual person I was interacting with said so much. People would manipulate into getting snap score. Like, I remember there was this one guy that I was snapping, right? And you'd always send like streaks, like every single day you'd send a picture. You might send multiple a day. But I remember I would send streaks to this one girl. Open chat, it was literally just delivered for every single one of mine. But then for hers, I opened every single one and I was like, what the fuck? Like, what is the point of this? Like, I'm sending messages, but like, what is the point? Like, I realized that people are just doing this for like superficial metrics and for shit that doesn't even matter. In general, like, you just realize that nobody actually gives a fuck about you. You might have like 40, 50 people that you're snapping every day, but it's very rare that most of them actually care about you. Like, it's just a common thing nowadays to just send pictures to like other people of like random stuff. People don't care about you and you don't care about other people. So it's just like, nobody actually gives a fuck. Like, no one genuinely cares about you or your life. They only care about the superficial metric and the number that goes up and the sort of accolade and status they kind of get from having a higher number, even though it just has negative connotations basically. That's the first reason. The first reason being that nobody on the app actually cares about you. Not only do people not care about you, but they're actually exploiting you and manipulating you so they have an advantage over you. Think about that. People are manipulating you for your time and energy just so they can have like a advantageous gain over you. Like, people only care about themselves, especially when it comes to snapping and streaks and stuff. Reason two is you get ignored and you just allow disrespect, with or without realizing. This is something that I've kind of spoken to a lot of people about, so I've kind of got a bit of feedback about this. But it's just that people don't really respect themselves as much as they respect you. Like, it's very, very like correlated between how much people care about you and how much people care about themselves. From what I've been told, it's like really normalized now to just ignore people. Like, someone will send you a snap, someone will send you a message. It's mainly snaps, but people send you like snaps and stuff. But it's very normalized to just ignore people. And I just don't understand why. Like, I really don't. Like, think about that. You're allowing disrespect and people are just subtly disrespecting you. It's like someone will like have their phone, right? They'll see your name come up, but instead of replying and instead of like viewing it, they just choose to ignore you. Think about how fucked that is. That's basically a middle finger to the face of someone just saying, fuck you. Because it's like, how is someone seeing your name come up, seeing that you've decided to interact with them, seeing that someone has decided to like try and speak to you, but instead they've just deleted it or they've just ignored it. Like, think about how just dumb and stupid that is. Like, I don't know about anyone else, but with me, if I get a message on my phone, I'm replying if I'm on my phone. If I'm not on my phone, I'm not replying. But it's just like, we've got to a point now where on Snap, people are just purposefully ignoring your messages. Like, on purpose, just deciding, I'm not gonna bother this guy, fuck this guy. That's basically what people are doing. As a side note, people just manipulate and play games so much on that app. And when I say play games, I don't mean like a video game or like 8-ball pool. I'm talking about like mind games and manipulation in terms of like relationships. Because, for example, you might like someone, but they've not messaged you, they've not replied to you, but they also like you back. So what ends up happening is there's also this toxic situation where there's no thorough communication, there's no clear, effective communication. And this is why things like situationships and like on and off things are just becoming really, really common. I remember when I was using Snap 2-3 years ago, every single guy I would send snaps with, and streaks or whatever you'd want to call them, I'd basically get a fairly decent response time. Like it'd be a few minutes, 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, max 1 hour every single time. Like guys would always like snap and stuff. It was always just kind of this thing to just mess about and send random shit. I don't know if you can relate to that, but you'd basically just be doing random stuff and a guy would just send like a picture of him like in front of a police car or something random like that. Whenever I'd snap girls, it would always be the most random stuff. Like it would basically be like spin the wheel in terms of trying to get a response. And it wasn't even like, there was no actual substance. There was no like romantic connection. It was just normalized for people of the opposite gender to just ignore your messages, even if there was no romantic connection. And if there was any like sort of feelings, that would just be amplified because we just obsessed with playing games now and just wasting other people's time. All the people I've spoken to, this is something people heavily relate to, where it's just like everyone from the opposite gender, mainly girls, if you're a guy watching this, they're just so obsessed with leaving you undelivered and leaving them undelivered. Like a girl will just, for whatever reason, she won't even know you, she might just be friends with you, she might be a girl in your class, but for whatever reason she'll just decide to ignore your message. And to me, in my opinion, I have no respect for that, and that's just like the biggest middle finger to the face, and I'm not someone who participates in that stupid behavior. So now I've spoken about number 2 and about how you allow disrespect and you allow yourself to get ignored. Number 3 is a different one. And number 3 is something that I think you'll like. Something unique, and it's something that I've learned about recently. And it's, you trigger your attachment style. So for example, if you're anxious, you become more anxiously attached. And if you're avoidant, you become more avoidantly attached. But not only that, but so first and foremost, it triggers your attachment system. And just in general, it just gives you more anxiety. The amount of anxiety and intrusive thoughts you get from just using Snap and having it on your phone in general is just absolutely insane. You're just so paranoid. And not only are you paranoid, but your mental health just goes out the window completely. And then like once it goes out the window, you just find it hard to focus on other things. People just overanalyze small things. Like for example, if a girl sends you a wall snap, you might see it as, oh, she hates you or she doesn't like you. Or for example, if a guy doesn't respond quick enough, you might think he has a grudge against you. Like these sorts of things just tack on your attachment system. And it just doesn't help you. It just really, really doesn't. Because more or less, like most of the time, it genuinely is nothing. Like for example, if a girl just sent you a wall snap, it literally just doesn't mean anything. Like she's just doing that. But certain people might think that, oh, she hates me or this and that. Like it's just, people make their attachment system active from small little things that literally don't mean anything. Like you'll just overanalyze the types of snaps people send you. Like for example, people nowadays have just got inferences for different snaps. Like if someone sends like a full face snap, it's cool. If they send a half face snap, they're not interested. It's like we've got to a point now where we're literally attaching meanings to certain pictures of like things people are sending us. It's just so crazy to me. And then this like obviously all leads to even worse problems like poorer sleep, more anxiousness, and then other things like, because for example, let's say you're about to go to bed and the person you like or the girl you're texting, right, she just sends you a wall snap after being like really warm all day, right? So she's been active, she's been texting you, and then all of a sudden she just sends a wall snap. When you're going to bed, right, you have to go to bed, you've got school the next day. In your head, you're just anxious for no reason, and you've just just triggered your attachment system, or you've just given yourself paranoia for no reason. And it's just like small things like that, like in the grand scheme of things, that could mean nothing, but you do this to yourself because it just, for no reason, everyone just does it. Now I've kind of given you a cluster of reasons as to why Snap's bad, and I've kind of given you points as to why Snap's bad and why you shouldn't use it. You're probably thinking, okay, what can I do from this and what actionable step are you going to give me? And you probably know what I'm about to say here, and you're probably ready for what I'm about to say. But it's just delete Snap. Like, it's such a toxic app, and it's like when you get to a certain age anyway, it's just like, what's the point in having it? Like if you're an older teen, you basically can agree with me with saying like, oh, Snap's pointless, I don't like the app. And do the thing of just deleting it. Like just do it, please. You know the negative effects it causes you, you know the anxiousness it causes you, you know the anchor it pulls on you. Like, so why do you keep having that app? What I want you to do is delete the app and never look back. But in specific, I want you to delete your account. That way there's no strings, there's nothing really pulling you back. Your account's gone and you're gone, right? That app is no longer tied to you, and you're now able to just venture out into a completely new life. It's like if you, let's say, have people that you care about on Snap, which I know I definitely did, just move them over to messaging platforms. And this is the beauty behind deleting applications and deleting things like TikTok or like Instagram or TikTok or Snap or whatever. Your real friends will show themselves to you because they'll continue messaging you on other apps and they won't actually discriminate against you for doing that. And it's like you're doing a good thing by moving away from bad habits. If your friends have an issue with that, they're not your friends. And you should see my other videos for that, because I basically dive into like why your friends aren't your friends. It's like you'll just realize so much when you take action, when you move away from this degenerate app and this stupid app that basically causes so many problems for no reason. You'll basically just become way more confident with yourself and you'll just be happier in general. It's pretty cliche that you delete the app and you just never go back to it. But I basically just want to emphasize this because there's so many people in the bucket where they don't know if they should delete it or they don't know if they should keep it, or they're basically just stuck in a position where they know they should delete it but they shouldn't. I'm going to tell you now, delete the app and never look back. You'll thank yourself now and you'll thank me, because it's the best thing you can do and it's the best thing I did, and I'm now way happier and way more fulfilled in life. Anyways, if you've enjoyed the video and you found it useful, make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and leave a comment down below explaining how much this video has helped you and what you've learned from it. Before I go, I just want to say one thing. Always strive for excellence, because great things will come your way.